Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Frank Menard here with the Menard Team Coaching, and we are powered by the Napoleon Hill Institute. Today's message is all about creative vision and imagination, seeing the invisible to create the impossible. Every great achievement begins in the same place, not in the bank, not in a boardroom, not even in a book. It begins in the imagination. Napoleon Hill teaches that creative vision and imagination are not luxuries for artists or inventors. They are essential tools for anyone who desires success. Hill believed that imagination is the workshop of the mind, the place where all plans are shaped, all dreams are born, and all possibilities begin. He defined two types of imagination: synthetic imagination, which rearranges old ideas and known facts into combinations, and creative imagination, which taps into infinite intelligence to receive flashes of insight, innovation, and inspiration. Creative vision, then, is the ability to see what does not yet exist and believe in it so strongly that you begin building it in the physical world. It's what separates leaders from followers, innovators from imitators, and dreamers from doers. Now, more than ever, the ability to think creatively, to solve problems, imagine new solutions, and adapt to change is critical. In a world where automation can replace routine, it's human imagination that drives innovation. But here's the catch: imagination without action is fantasy. Hill emphasized that creative vision must be linked with definiteness of purpose and personal initiative. It must be disciplined, focused, directed. The most successful individuals don't just dream, they give their dream structure through plans, decisions, and execution. History is filled with people who saw what others couldn't. The Wright brothers imagined flying through the sky when everyone else thought it was impossible. Steve Jobs imagined a computer in everyone's hand before we could even conceive of smartphones. Oprah Winfrey imagined a media empire while growing up in poverty in rural Mississippi. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They used their imagination to pull the future into the present. But this principle isn't reserved for tech giants or inventors. It's for you and me. We use imagination every time we set a new goal, reframe a challenge, or ask what if instead of what is. Hill reminds us that imagination is not a passive gift. It is a muscle that must be used and strengthened. How do we do that? Well, spend time each day in creative thought. Journal new ideas. If you think of something, write it down. Surround yourself with possibility thinkers, those who think outside the box. Guard your mind from negativity and narrow thinking. Keep an open mind in all circumstances. And most importantly, act on the ideas that come to you. Because the world doesn't change through information, it changes through imagination backed by action. Now, here's a real life example: Ava DuVernay, reimagining Hollywood through vision and storytelling. Ava DuVernay is a filmmaker, writer, and visionary who has transformed how stories are told and who gets to tell them in modern Hollywood. DuVernay didn't begin her career in film. She actually started in public relations, didn't pick up a camera until she was 32, and no formal training in filmmaking. But what she did have was a bold creative vision to tell stories that had been ignored, erased, or silenced, particularly those centering on Black voices and social justice. She imagined a film industry that didn't rely on traditional gatekeepers. So she didn't wait for permission. She created her own independent distribution company to produce her early films, investing in stories that Hollywood had passed over. With that vision, she wrote and directed the film Selma, which not only earned Academy Award nominations, but also made her the first Black woman to direct a film nominated for Best Picture. She followed that with the Emmy-winning documentary 13th, which redefined how Americans view mass incarceration. and later when they see us as a Netflix series that told the story of the Central Park Five with heart-wrenching power and historical impact. Ava's imagination didn't stop at stories. She found an array of grassroots film collective to amplify underrepresented voices. She also became the first Black woman to direct a $100 million film, A Wrinkle in Time, breaking barriers in both gender and race. DuVernay once said, "If your dream only includes you, it's too small." Her creative vision wasn't just about making movies, it was about changing the lens through which the world sees itself. Now, here's a key takeaway. Ava DuVernay didn't just use imagination to dream. She used it to disrupt. She took the principle of creative vision and gave it form through film, distribution, mentorship, and movement building. That's exactly what Napoleon Hill meant when he said, "Imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known." DuVernay's story shows us that creative vision, backed by purpose and action, can not only launch a career, it can shift a culture. So here's your call to action this week. Make space for imagination. Dream bigger. Ask better questions. Look beyond the limitations of your current situation and start designing the future you want. See it in your mind, believe in it, then go build it. Because the greatest power you hold is the ability to imagine what's possible and the courage to create it. The forge of vision. Within the mind, a spark is cast, a dream too strong for chains to last. Not born of chance, no idle play, but vision's hand to carve the way. The eye of thought sees worlds unseen, builds bridges where no path has been, takes fragments of what might be real, and shapes them with determined steel. Creative vision leads the man beyond the crowd, beyond the plan. It whispers, "See what could be true, and bend the world to honor you." No empire stood, no dream took flight without imagination's light. But vision yoked to discipline makes thought a force, and men shall win. So guard the gift within your sight and use it boldly, day and night. For those who see and then believe will always build, create, and achieve. Ha! Imagination, creative vision. What a tool to use to help us achieve our personal and professional goals. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please share it with a friend, give me a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel where I bring you a positive thought each and every week to help you live your best life. Have a great weekend, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.